little bit, and we will, let's see, live chat. There we go. Sinfuls is in the house. I'm going to put you on as, wait, how do I add moderator? There we go. I took it away for a second there, Sinfuls. Hold on. Make sure we get this up and working. I'm going to put it back on. Yeah, you're moderator. Okay, let's see. Hey, Charlie. So, Sinfuls, next week we got that barbecue. We're going to do that. I'll let you know officially. Okay? We'll get that up and running. It's going to be next Saturday. Hey, Charlie. Boulder, Colorado. That's cool. Let's see. We got about 4 people. Who else we got on here? We'll wait till we get a few more people on here. We had an awesome week, though, this week. We had a lot of people coming over and hanging out and stuff like that. So we've been getting some good talks and good chats about what we're going to do with the group that we've got going already. We got Stan here. We got Nathan. We got Justin. We got Jim. We got Tim. We got Paul. We got a bunch of people. We got some other people that are probably going to come into the fold here pretty soon that I haven't had time to really talk to. Let's see. How you doing, Smoky Mountain Modeler? We got Michael Lagasse coming in September. Yeah, I think we talked before, Michael. I think you and I have had a talk before. I'm not sure. I talked to so many people. Joe Cunningham is in the house. Good morning from Pennsylvania. There we go. How you doing, Joe? Good to see you on here. Let's see who else we got on here. We got 13 people so far. Let's see. We got Pennsylvania in the house, Colorado, Philippines. Let's see. And Smoky Mountain Mall says, good evening, Sinfuls. Tile is still steaming. Yeah, Tile's been pretty active. It hasn't gone magmatic, though. It's pre-magmatic, so it's just shooting out steam right now from the lake and stuff. So that's kind of, I think the lake is kind of holding it back a bit. Sean Murphy says, good afternoon, Steve. Red Ranger. I'll be there in May for a couple of months. Craig Jordan says, hello, everyone. Let's see. We'll get some questions going here pretty soon. We'll get some conversations going here. But we've had a good week this week with people coming in here. I know this coming week is going to be very, very busy. We have more people coming in. We have another guy, actually a bunch of people coming in May, but we had one guy call today, and he's talking about coming. So we have a good group of people coming. Sinful says, Smoky Mountain Mauler in the morning, it steams and settles off. Yeah, I noticed that when I went over there, it steams a little bit and then it slows down. Then it steams a little bit and it slows down. So, let's see. Lazy Larry says, hello, Stephen. Let's see. Joe Cunningham, do you think opening a dollar account in the Philippines is a good idea? Joe, the dollar account is for people like that are trying to send pension money over here. Because I notice if you have a peso account, they can't transfer your dollars into the peso account. They don't transfer it over. Whereas like Western Union, when you send it from a dollar account in the U.S. to a peso account over there, Western Union somehow knows it's a peso account and they transfer it over in pesos. So, but yeah, I guess if you wanted to, you could. That way you could jump into the pesos quick when it goes up and stuff like that. Might be a good idea. Yeah. But that's what it's basically for, the dollar account. The dollar account is mostly for pensions and stuff like that to go into. You can still use your ATM card, and your ATM card will switch it over to pesos. Sinful says, we're moving away from Volcano, getting a new house. Yeah, that's interesting. That's good that you're moving away to someplace a little bit closer to stores and stuff, too. That's good for you. But let's try to meet up this week, Sinfuls. Steve Ford says, hi, Steve, from St. Moritz. Craig Jordan says, Smoky Mountain Mauler, good morning. Joe Cunningham, yes, I do have pension. Jeff Lay says, I'll be flying into Cebu in May. I appreciate all of your info. Thank you, man. Jills Guzman says, happy weekend, Steve. My arrival in the Philippines is approaching. Can you recommend other sites except for Lamundi to hunt for apartments? Yeah, Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace has a lot of apartments on there. And he says, is it true that many offers are posted on Facebook? Yes. without even seeing that part, yeah, Facebook Marketplace is a really good place to find stuff. We also help people to find stuff around here, in Tracy Martera's area. So if you ever decide to move this way, let us know. We usually have some places that we know about that some other people don't know about. We've got gotten a lot of people situated pretty well. Daniel Nett says, you did a video recently about preparing for the end of life. Do you have any ideas on how to set up your Philippine loved ones with income once you pass? Good question, Daniel. That one, I would do an annuity, set up the insurance policy so it could be annuitized or something like that, or tell them to annuitize it for like 10 or 20 years or something like that. So if you left the $100,000 policy, they would annuitize it or something. You could talk to your wife about that and tell them to drop that into an annuity, and you would get more money that way because you get interest on it and stuff. Not much more, but you get some. And Sinful says, yes, we can. John Wolfhanger says, retired vet moving there permanently in May. Thank you for all the info, brother. Sinful says, Dot Property also good site. Okay, so Dot Property. Robert Wilkins, see you in a couple of weeks. Look forward to meeting up with you and any other vets. Of course, we'd be glad to meet any other vets out there. We actually, our group is not just all vets; it's also non-vets too. You know, I want to throw that out there because we'll take in anybody into the group. You know, as long as they're a decent person and stuff like that. And most of the people that we've had come in have been really decent. We haven't had too many problems. We've had a couple of problems, but I mean mostly minor. Dave Evans says, hello, Steve. Cloudy here and still winter. Looking forward on coming, just working out some details. Mr. Darcy says, hey, Steve from Saskatchewan, Canada. Mr. Darcy, we've already got another Canadian already in here. We've got Brooke Snyder here. He's a good guy. He's here already. He was just here today. Awesome guy. Craig Jordan says, the Philippine Info Channel, thank goodness that bogus COVID travel insurance requirement was dropped by the IATF beginning yesterday. That's good news, you know. Jeff Assassin, has the Philippines dropped any vaccination requirements when traveling? I heard some people haven't been asked for proof of vaccination. That's not true. I can tell you right now, they're still checking for vaccination cards. Just be aware of that. Just the Bill 02 says, how do prices for Airbnb for month or longer rentals compare with what you find elsewhere? It depends on the particular Airbnb because some of these people, they're counting on their $35 a night or whatever they're getting over here. And some places are $45 a night. Some are way more than that for really high-end rentals over near Tagaytay or on the ocean in the Philippines. They're almost as pricey as Americans in some case. They do have places over here that are pretty reasonable and pretty cheap. But as far as month-long rentals, sometimes they give you a break if you do the month-long rentals. Sometimes you don't. You're better off coming over here and trying to find a furnished apartment, which is it is very possible to find those over here. They're not as popular as the empty apartments because most people furnish their own places. But you know, they're around. We do find them, you know, but it's not just, you don't find them that often, okay, the furnished apartments, but they are out there. Smoky Mountain Mall, we actually found one for a person like last week. So they're out there, but they're hard to find, especially for like a 1-bedroom. So we found a 3-bedroom that was furnished also, like about 3 weeks ago, I think it was, or a month ago. Smoky Mountain Modeler says, is a bank-to-bank transfer cheaper through Western Union other than to a Western Union office? Okay, yes. I use Western Union all the time. And I have the Western Union app from the United States. Okay, if you download the app from the Philippines, you're going to pay more. So I pay 99 cents for a transfer from the United States to the Philippines. Yes, there are some fees when it's transferring the money over also to from dollars to pesos. I'm not sure how much it is. It's very minute though. Some people say it's a lot, but you know, I'll pay a couple cents or half a cent or whatever it is for the transfer per dollar, or what, you know, into, is that not half a cent, half a peso, whatever it is. I'm okay with that transfer, you know, and it's 99 cents. I don't see much of a loss there, so I'm good with that. But yeah, Western Union's safe. It's 99 cents, and then there's those hidden costs that they don't tell you about, but it's still pretty reasonable. I do it every month. Actually, I haven't done it this month. It's the first of, right around the first of the month, but I'll probably do it tonight or tomorrow. So I'll be doing that later on. Sinful says 42 online. Let's do thumbs up. Thanks, Sinful. 49, 18 thumbs up. There we go. Christopher Leroy says Atlantic City, New Jersey, check-in time and temperature check. Let's see, over here, I'm not even sure what the temperature is. It's actually kind of cool out right now. It's dry air. It's not hot today. Actually, it's been breezy all day. Time is 10 o'clock at night. So, let's see, Red Ranger saw they are opening an Olive Garden in Mall of Asia. That's pretty cool if they do that. I didn't know that. I'm not a big fan of Olive Garden, but I like it. It's okay. Surrey says, hi, Steve. How you doing, Surrey? Let's see. Vic says, hello, Steve. Sinful says, Lazy Larry, TKS, Craig Jordan, just a Bill 02. There are a lot of nice Airbnb rentals in Makati I found for less than $50 per night. Yes, there are. Yes. And Makati is a very high-end area. It's very nice there. For Android 101, Colorado, Tom loves your show. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Jeff Lay says, Craig Jordan, are you sure about that? Sinful says, what? Sinful says, I was going through ads in Tagaytay, and you can get furnished condo overlooking Taal for about $500 a month. That's actually a good deal. You know, I'm sure those, I think you're probably talking about the one bedrooms or the studios that are up in those high rises. But yeah, that's about what those go for. I think you even get a pool with that too. I know they have some good prices out there, but that house that I showed the other day, a while back, I think it was about 3 weeks ago, for about $600. That was a beautiful home too. Too bad it wasn't furnished. Ghost FPVs, good afternoon. But she might do an Airbnb also. So that lady in Tagaytay, she's talking about doing an Airbnb. We might actually show that one. She might do an Airbnb on the other side. If she does that, I'll show it. So we'll show an Airbnb over near Taal in Tagaytay. Let's see. Ghost FPV says, good afternoon. Just found your channel while browsing Philippine videos. Watch your latest upload. New subscriber. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Surrey says, how much will it cost for a fully furnished $80 apartment the cheapest way? How much will it cost to fully furnish an $80 apartment the cheapest way? Just in case I will not like it a few months later. Well, I mean, if you just wanted to throw a bed in there and some chairs and stuff like that, you could probably do it for less than $1,000 for everything. It wouldn't take, it's not that expensive. I mean, you're just about talking about putting a bed, which has 2 drawers underneath, a mattress, a kitchen table. It's, and maybe some kitchen utensils and stuff like that to cook. And you have to buy a little, the plug-in thing to cook. That's about it. It's not that much. I mean, it depends what else you want. You can put cabinets in there and stuff like that if you planned on staying there more. But yeah, less than $1,000 for sure. You could probably do less than that. Depends on how much you can put up with. I mean, some people can cut back a lot and just have a bed and a small refrigerator. You're also going to have that refrigerator too. That's going to cost you a few bucks. Kevin Gustafson says message retracted, so I don't know what that is. Will Navarro, what is generally required that is reasonable to get into a rental house, deposit, etc.? What is generally required? Let's see. Usually they want first and last in most places. Some places want first, last, and a security. It depends on the landlord, okay? And if it's a higher end rental, the more they want. The lower end, then you can get away with just a first and last usually, okay? Some places. It really depends on the landlord. But most want like your first month's rent, the security, and the last month's. So, and you can usually use up your security. So like about a month or 2 out, you just tell them, hey, I'm going to use up my last month of my security. And you're all set. Justin in Arkansas. Hi, Steve. I'm watching from your cabana on your Wi-Fi. Okay. Justin's one of the newer expats here. He told me he was going to do that. So he's probably out there right now just sitting and watching. That's good. Sinful says, Will Navarro, most house rentals is 2 months deposit and 2 months advance. Yes, most of them. But sometimes they have first, last, and security. Craig Jordan says, Jeff Lay, Yes, I am sure about that as recent as last week for the dates I plugged in. Let's see. For Android 101, my biggest question is how to receive short SMS codes from banks. I keep my live number in the USA, have a Skype number and Magic app. Can't figure it out. The best way to do that is this: is have a family member put two phone numbers that the bank can call you, and maybe your sister or something like that. And usually they give you a choice of which one you want to get the SMS text or whatever it is. Have them send it to your sister or your brother or relative or your power of attorney, and then they'll just tell them that it's going to come and tell them to text it to you when it comes through, and then you're all set. That usually takes care of that. That's one way I've taken care of it in the past. Or you can tell them you don't want text, you just want emails. Some banks will let you do that, okay, and some credit cards will let you do it that way too. Just tell them, say, I don't get text. Some banks are understanding and some banks aren't. But just use your sister or somebody back in the States that you know, and just put that number down. Okay. Sinful says about 75 at my house now. That's not bad. 75 is a good time. It was a cool day today for the Philippines. I mean, we were sitting outside in the cabana today, and it was nice and breezy and cool. It was not hot out there at all. Will Navarro says 2 months deposit, 2 months advance seems excessive. That's about same back in the United States. I mean, back in the United States, it could be more than that. So 2 months is about average. So Kevin Gustafson says, thanks, Steve, for all you do, especially for new expats. Thank you, man. Will Navarro, thank you, sir. Michael L., good evening, Steve. How you doing, Michael? Richard Rogue, hey, Steve, with the volatility in the market, did you sell any of your Tesla stock? No. I want to talk a little bit about this too, because people have been writing to me telling me, hey, how you doing with your ARK investments? I actually jumped out of ARK temporarily because I kind of figured that it would fall with the rest of the market, but I'm going to jump back in, and I'm a big ARK fan still. I just wanted to say that for a second out there because I know the way she works her funds, and if you read and do the homework on those funds, you understand the way that Kathy Woods works. Maximus says, hello, Steve. How you doing, Maximus? Will Navarro says, looking at $26K rental in Santa Rosa Laguna, looking to rent in 6 months. That's a good area. Michael and Mauricio just spent 30 days in Philippines. It was fun. There you go. Philippines is awesome. I mean, that's why I love it here. I haven't been out in 4 years, and I don't plan on leaving anytime soon. I might go see my sister, and that's about it. And maybe visit a few friends back home. Sinful says, that is 1 bedroom in Wynn Residences. Okay, I'm not sure. I don't think I know where that is over there. I'm sure I've heard it before. But yeah, 1 bedrooms, that's about average probably. Joe Cunningham, I have a small condo unit that I will fully furnish in Dasma with hot water and washing machine. It's a couple of minutes walk to De La Salle. De La Salle is awesome. I love that hospital. Won't be ready till September. Joe, when you get that ready, let me know. And if you want me to vlog it, I'll vlog it for you. You know, I'll do it for you. No problem. So if you want me to showcase it for you, you can probably get some of the guys on here. They'd probably be glad to rent that, especially near De La Salle. So if it's anybody for an older guy, that'd be perfect because you're right next to the hospital. Will Navarro, just found you, Steve, and subscribe. Your content is straight up, no hype. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Jim Walker, damn, I'm late again. No notification. Maximus, Steve, I know you like the Kathy Wood. What do you think of the ARK? What do you think of the ARK fund? There's a whole bunch of different ARK funds. I like all the ARK funds. There's no particular one I pick and choose as my favorite. I like all of them. You know, I think they're all good funds. I bought 10 shares last week since the prices. Oh, you think it's an ARK K fund? Okay, yeah, that's ARK W. All those funds are good. You know, since the prices are way down and try to ride the uptick. I think the uptick's going to come. It's going to come fast and furious when it comes back. Once all this war stuff goes away. Let's see. Will Navarro, very informative and good, useful info. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Diamonds and Legends is on board. Hey, Steve. Hello from Massachusetts. There we go. Dan Guy, I'm staying in an Airbnb that was turned into long-term rental for 6 to 8 months. in Rosario, Cavite, fully furnished for $300 a month, plus electric, 2-bedroom, Wi-Fi, and cable included. That's actually a great deal, man. You got a great deal. That sounds like a really, really good deal. There are some good deals to be had out there, and that's why I tell people, look, shop around and get some good prices out there. There's some deals to be had in our area, in the Cavite area. I mean, he just said Rosario, Cavite. So they're out there. You just got to search them. And a lot of people don't believe me when I tell the prices around here. And yes, there are some higher ones, but they have more additions. Like they cover all the utilities and stuff like that. So you have to look at that too. But most of the deals around here, they're really, really good deals. Dan Guy, love to meet up sometimes. Yeah, sure. Just email me at steven5975@yahoo.com. I see Jeff Lay says, Craig Jordan, I thought it was for Philippine citizens only. I'm not sure who he's talking about. Alex living abroad. Hey Steve, I recently got a nasty comment after stating that few people in the Philippines can afford to spend $100 on a pair of shoes. Do you feel that this is an accurate statement, or am I wrong? That's true. You don't see too many people in the Sperry store. You do see some Filipinos in there. They're looking for sales. And the average pair of shoes in there is probably about $100. But you do see Filipinos in there. It's more middle class. I mean, I've seen some of the stores. They got Sebago, which is very similar to Sperry. You don't see too many people in those stores most of the time. Most of the time, there's just not a lot of people there. But they do sell shoes. I know I'm probably their number one customer because I buy shoes for people sometimes. You know, Paul Osterhout, howdy Steve, 52 days and counting, woohoo, there we go. Let's see, Alex living abroad. I didn't say it to put anyone down, rather to acknowledge that Filipino wages necessitate focusing on needs over life. That's true, yeah. Most people buy knockoff shoes or something. I buy them for gifts. I bought a lot of the Sperry shoes because they last so long, man. I bought them for gifts for people over here, and I like giving Sperry shoes for gifts. It's my favorite gift because I think the Sperry Docksiders, or topsiders, or whatever you want to call them. I call them docksiders. Some people call them topsiders. They last a long time. I actually had a pair that lasted me about 15 years. I love those shoes. I got a pair in there now. I have a whole bunch of sneakers made by them and everything. I love all their shoes. Paul Osterhout says, we'll try to get a call to you tomorrow. Being crazy here at the base. Okay, that's all right, man. Anytime during the week. Tomorrow I'll probably be busy, but you can call me like Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll probably be free. But tomorrow I'll be doing running around, and I got some people coming over tomorrow and stuff like that. So, but you can try to call me tomorrow night if you want. That'd be fine. Sinful says, Will Navarro, for nicer homes, that is pretty standard. We just found ourselves a new house today. Really nice, all renovated and large, 180 square meters. That's pretty good. If you guys had just joined us, we got Sinfuls is on he's the moderator tonight. Let's see, Ghost FPV, wish I was there right now. It's warmed up to a balmy 6C, 43 Fahrenheit in Scotland right now. There we go. Let's see. Jeff Lay says, Craig Jordan is just trying to confirm so much conflicting info out there. Sinful said, Will Navarro, that is where we found our house today, was in Santa Rosa. John Allen says, hey, Steve, be there on 14th April and looking forward to it. There you go, man. Joe Cunningham, thanks, Steve. No problem, Joe. Just let me know, okay? Mark Norris says, Steve, do you plan to buy Amazon when it splits in June? Google is splitting soon. I've also heard Tesla is planning another split. Yeah, I'm going to ride out Tesla, man. Tesla's got so much more to go. It's incredible. I love Google. Don't get me wrong. I love Amazon. But you know something? I think those are going to slow down after all this COVID stuff slows down, which it is already. I think they're going to start slowing down. I think you'll start seeing a lot less money being spent online because people want to get out now. I mean, but some people have gotten used to that too, so who knows which way it could go. I think it's a little bit more risky where Tesla is more of a sure thing, especially with the Tesla phone coming out. That's going to compete with Apple in a very, very big way. Craig Jordan says, At Jeff Lay, I hear you. Leonard Lund says, hi, Steve from Houston, Texas. Just a Bill 02 says, Dan, did you still run that through Airbnb after you agreed to long term? Yusuf Amar Habib says, good evening, Steve. What's shaking? Nothing much, man. Good to have you on here tonight. John Allen says, thanks for all you do. Girlfriend found a great place from your info. Hope to meet up with you for a beer. Yeah, man, let me know whenever you want to meet up. We can meet up. We can meet at the house here. Just sit and chat or whatever. For any of you guys that are out there that haven't met me, and I know my girlfriend's been working with some people, and I don't always get to talk to her about who she's worked with over the phone or if she's found people something, because some people she works with and I don't get to meet them, and some of them I have. Just email me at Steven5975, because we have get-togethers, and we are going to have a get-together soon. So if you guys live nearby and you want to get into our group, let me know, okay? And we'll get you into our group. See, Will Navarro says, I'm 60 now, looking to retire. You all talking about Tagaytay. I assume you are not talking about Tagaytay near Batangas. We were visiting there in Laguna in February 2022. Yes, Tagaytay is pretty close to Batangas. But Tagaytay is beautiful. There's Tai and then there's Tagaytay, so don't get the two confused. I think you may be doing that. But Tagaytay is beautiful. Even though you're near the volcano, it doesn't really affect you that much. People think it affects you. It's way out in the middle of a lake, a huge lake, by the way. It does affect you with dust sometimes. Smoky Mountain Modeler says, good morning, Yusef Amar Habib. Hope all is well with you and family. James Edwards says, guys, do not come here and fall into the trap of 2 months rent and 2 months deposit. Tell them no and call them gougers. You're not getting it back. He's actually right about what he's saying here. James is right about what he's saying. You use that up before you leave. So otherwise you won't get it back. These people do not save it and put it in a fund for you and wait for you to leave and give it back to you. So just remember that. If you don't use it when you leave, you're not getting it back. Excuse me, guys. Thanks. Let's see. Alex living abroad. Thanks so much, Steve. Appreciate your thoughtful insights. Sperry's are wonderful shoes. Like them a lot myself, especially in tropical places. One thing I love about Sperry's is that they're all very comfortable shoes. Whether you get their sneakers or whether you get their Docksiders, they make good shoes. Their sneakers are just regular sneakers. They last about as long as other sneakers do. But their Docksiders, the leather ones, they tend to last, their Topsiders or whatever you call them, they last longer than regular shoes if you get the right one. Richard Rogue says, hey, Steve, are you drawing your Social Security now? No, I'm not 62 yet, man. What is your take on start drawing at 62 versus waiting for full retirement age? My take is this. If you don't have enough to retire at 62 and then wait for the Social Security, and let it build, then take it. You know what I mean? And for me, I'm debating whether to take it. I'm probably going to end up taking it. I'm thinking about doing that. I'm really not sure yet. I'm probably going to end up taking it. That's my gut feeling on it. Crypto Burger says, most people don't understand the concept of buying the dip. Buying the dip is all about buying digital assets when their prices are down and selling off when the price rises. Shiba Inu is next. He says, I guess he's a big crypto fan. Let's see. We do a little bit of crypto here. I'm more of a stock person. Michael L. says, the best shoes I have found are Salomon Trail Runners. The Speedcross 5 works in both urban and rural environments. Paul Osterhout says, Roger that. Will adjust. PI time is 5 hours ahead of me. Dickie Spaz, good morning. Says, good evening, good morning, everyone. How you doing, Dickie? Paul Osterhout says, Sinville is the man. Thanks for stepping up. Sinville is the man. He's really good at what he does for moderator on here. And he's a good guy, too. Yusef Amar Habib, Smoky Mountain Modeler, thank you. You as well. My 6-year-old daughter is sucking all my energy today. LOL. Michael L. says, please press the like button, the bell, and subscribe. Steve gives excellent information. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Smoky Mountain Modeler says they have a habit of doing that, Yusef Amar Habib. Casey Rostwitowski says, Steve, go for the algo. There we go. Casey's on, but I haven't seen you, man, on here in a long time, Casey. It's Good to see you on here tonight. I hope everything. Send me some pictures of your place. I want to see some pictures of your place. Email me at Steven5975. I know you got that cabin there or whatever that you live in. I want to show me some nice pictures of that. I want to see that because I used to have. I told you I had a cabin before up in Berlin, New Hampshire. For Android 101, thanks, Steve. You're a good man. Thanks. Maximus says Tesla is going to have competition from all the car makers coming out with their own EVs, but they don't even come close to Tesla and what Tesla, the other ideas that Tesla has. So I don't even worry about that. China's NIO will be another competitor in Asia for Tesla. I have Tesla shares, so worried a bit. I wouldn't even be worried, man. You know, I know China's stealing ideas off Tesla though. I do worry about that. But I don't think people want to buy Chinese goods because of the way China is. China's just another issue like Russia, you know. For Android 101 question, how do you ship something to the Philippines? It's called a bulk buy-in box. A lot of Asian stores that sell Filipino goods, they have connections with companies that do the bulk buy-in boxes. They cost about, I don't know, $100 to ship or something like that or whatever it is. Give or take a few bucks. Let's see, but send to what address? What if you haven't arrived yet or need we wait until after we arrive? Well, here's what you can do. You can ship them to me. We can hold them here if you contact me at steven5975@yahoo.com. We don't even charge. As long as it's not a lot of stuff. I'm not going to fill up a whole apartment or anything like that, but if it's a couple boxes or something like that, we'll hold them here. I have no problem with that. You know, you can ask me through email or whatever, and ask me for my phone number. We'll talk and chat, and we'll figure it all out. I don't have a problem with that. We usually have a place we can put stuff. I have a second apartment besides this one, and we have people over there, but they don't mind me putting stuff over there. Okay. Casey says, 2025 is my goal. My dividends should be at 4K per month. By then, that should be enough, right? Oh yes, you're definitely in the sweet spot and above. That's a good place to be, Casey. Sinful says, at Paul Osterhout, thanks. Dan Guy says, just to build too. I had stayed there 3 years ago through Airbnb. A Texan and his Filipino wife own. So nice to have someone to talk to. We are building a house in Lea, Batangas. Mark Norris says, I've never used Airbnb. Do I just Google Philippines Airbnb in the area? You just go on Airbnb, and I think it lets you pick your location. Add the app to your phone. Excuse me, guys. Will Navarro says, James Edwards, that was my concern. Almost like throwing money in a hole. I don't want to have to chase for my deposit. You use up your deposit. That's a well-known fact here in the Philippines. I know a lot of you new guys don't know that, but make sure you use it up or you lose it. And don't even bother going back and asking for it. Most of them won't give it to you. And that's just the way it is. Can you file against them and take them to court? Yeah, but it'll take forever. Dan Guy says, so wasn't run through Airbnb this time. Sinful's Crypto Burger, I hold 41 cryptos. Langak, hello, new subscriber watching out of Hong Kong. How you doing, man? It's nice to have you on here. Thanks for subscribing. Dickie Spaz says, Casey, that's more than enough with room to save. Yes. Casey, you'll be in a really good spot. You're going to be not only in the sweet spot, but you're going to have good insurance, you're going to have a good house, and you're going to have a good life. A very good life, because that's above the sweet spot. Sweet spot is what I was talking about the other day. $2,000 to $3,000 is where you don't have any worries, okay? The closer to 3,000 you are, the better, and you're above that. So you're above a little bit, actually above me, because mine varies month to month because of the different amounts that they pay me through AdSense and stuff like that. When you add on all my other stuff, but I'm in around there. Dickie Spaz, XRP solo airdrop has completed. Willard Whitfield, Steve, which cab should I look for at the airport? I think all the cabs are about the same. You know, they're all about the same. You know, and just make sure that they turn on the meter. Say, I'm not getting into your cab until you put on your meter. And if they won't put it on, say, I'm not getting in. You know, say, look, if you take me to where I go, I'll give you a tip, but you're gonna run the meter. Just make sure of that, and be careful. take a picture of their little tag there, their little license or whatever. You know, so they know their emblem or whatever you want to call it there. Casey says, I have your email. I'll send some today. Yeah, I want to see those pictures, man. I know we talked about this before. Diamonds and Legends says, is it good to send electronics in Balik Buy-in box? Want to send my Bose PA. I don't think that would be a good idea. It might get broken unless you can put something in there to support it from getting crunched, because they're going to put all those boxes on top of each other inside of one of those shipping containers. So it could get crushed. You want to make sure you pad everything, and if you pack it properly, you could probably get away with it. But just be careful. They used to have 55-gallon drums you could do too, and you could put stuff in there. Now you could do that. Ask them about those. I know about 15 years ago they used to do that. Ask if they still do that. That might be the way to go. Michael L. They used to do it with clothing, is what they did. Michael L. says, I will wait till 70 to take Social Security. I'm almost 54 and I'm currently in excellent health and anticipate I will remain in excellent condition. I kind of look at it both ways, Michael. I mean, you could use that money to invest or something like that too. That's one thing you could do. Paul Osterhout says, Steve, do they have those shoes in size 13 and a half? I asked about that one time. They said some of the shoes they do have in bigger sizes, and that was at the Dasma SM Mall. I forget what size I asked them. I don't think it was 13 and a half, but they probably do. You could probably call that store and ask them, you know, and I think they do. I know they said they had some they did have some larger sizes, but I don't know what size they went up to. And you could always order it. I'm sure they would order it for you. Glenn Ramundi says, good job, man. Good info on the channel. Smoky Mountain Mauler at Willard Whitfield says, use Grab. Less headaches and safer. Yeah, they have Grab at the airport too, I believe. I'm pretty sure they do. I haven't gone to the airport for a long time, so I don't have much information on the airport. I just, you know, I know about cabs from taking them in around Manila and stuff like that. But you know, as far as going in and out of the airport, I haven't left in 4 years, so that'll tell you where I'm at as far as that goes. Michael L says, Elon Musk investing in China is a mistake. Yeah, it is. I agree. That was a mistake. I think he's better off going to India. Jay, good morning, Steve, from sunny California. We got a lot of people coming here from California, Jay. Sir, he says, love your channel. It is all about goodness and friendship. Thanks, man. No problem, man. I really appreciate that. That's what we're trying to keep this. It's hard to keep that going here sometimes. I mean, we have the community going here, and that's what we're trying to keep, is that. And we have our days over here. But overall, the channel's going really, really good, and the community here is really getting tight. And the people are starting to get closer and closer, and that's one thing I'm really glad about. I thank God for that every day, you know. Michael L. says, we need a reverse Balik Buy-in box so I can import good Kalinga coffee to the States. There we go. I think they do have that, but I'm not sure. Fred Wise says, money in the bank. Richard Rogue says, hey, Steve, you know with our situation, staying healthy is important so we can enjoy the hard work we did at younger age. What is your secret sauce to stay healthy? Wow. I walk a lot. As you guys know, a lot of my videos are done while I'm walking. I think that kind of, I do that a little bit to kind of reinforce with you guys that, you know, walking is a healthy way of life over here. But I also like to keep it interesting when I'm walking and talking. You get to see the background over here and see that. And I mean, I'm not the healthiest eater over here. I do try to stay on top of my health, and I've had my share of health problems over here. I think a lot of it's because of age and stuff like that. And my blood pressure is back in check, and my sugar is back in check, and that's a good thing. And I'm working to get healthier and healthier and healthier. I've got a lot of stuff on my plate right now that I'm working with the expat community over here right now. But I mean, I'm gonna be just trying to do more stuff, like more walking, and possibly even going to the gym and stuff like that. I'm going to start eating different too. I did go shopping this weekend, started buying some healthier foods. So let's see, a Brit abroad in the Philippines. Hello from the UK, but also San Pablo City, Laguna, currently in UK, working again, saving again as as we'll be buying land later this year, and then the big build. Yusuf Amar Habib says, Steve, is renting 2 apartments? Yeah, I'm renting. He's a baller, high roller. Yeah, well, one's $60 and one's $80. I wouldn't call that a high roller, but you know, I do keep my girlfriend has family that always comes here, and they stay in there, so I pay half of it, and they pay the other half. It's like so it cost me $30. Ethy Hetherington, good morning from Kansas. Hoping you're enjoying your life there in the Philippines. Good to know that you're promoting the country with your fellow men. Fred Wise says, hello from Reading, Pennsylvania. There we go, got Pennsylvania in the house. Brian H. for Android 101, I would recommend a freight forwarder such as Forex, Cargo, or LBC. A jumbo box approximately 28 by 24 by 18 costs $100. That's the box I'm talking about. Weight is not a factor. It takes about 8 to 10 weeks via sea cargo. That's about correct. Let's see. Brian H. says, I have used Forex Cargo many times. I've never had a problem, and boxes arrive unopened. But they do stack them. You do have to be careful. Michael L. says, use Grab, not taxi. Some of the taxis are Grabs, Michael. Actually, when I call Grab, most of the time I actually get a taxi, because a lot of them are members of Grab. Crypto Trucker says, according to tow truck drivers, I know the Chevy Volt is the most towed car in the U.S. That's interesting. That is interesting. If it's factually true, but I mean, if it is true, man, that's interesting. Way More says, hi Steve, Toronto in the house. I need your opinion. My wife's family's feelings were hurt when we said we would prefer to rent or build when we moved to La Union. Would you live with relatives? I wouldn't live with them in my house. No. If it was just a mother-in-law or something like that, and she was okay, I could see that if you had a big enough house, yes. But to have a whole bunch of them living in my house, no. I mean, I have my girlfriend's daughter, but she's like my daughter, and I have the little boy here too, who we adopted, and you know, I mean, that's different. But you know, we have the other people in the other house, and that's like not our house. You know what I mean? Even though I pay half, but it works out that way. But you know, we don't have any problems here. It's pretty decent actually. Everybody kind of works together. We work synergistically. You know. Scott Hicks, hey Steve, smash that like button. Thank you guys. Casey says, should I ship the Indian or just buy a motorcycle when I come? I was thinking of just buying one. Parts would be a lot easier to find. If I had an Indian, man, I'd ship it. You know, that's me. I mean, look at. I'm a big Indian fan, so you can see where I'm at, Casey. You know, my dad had a 1941 Indian, so if I had an Indian, I'd ship it, and I'd ship extra parts over for it. You know, Sinful says, at airport, get the designated taxi line as guards record taxi info and ensure that they're accurate and use meter. There we go. That's good news. I didn't know that, Sinful. Thanks for that. Carlo, Rivian just started by ex-Tesla executives, and they produce intriguing SUVs and trucks. I don't think even people that leave Tesla's, the people that leave, I'm sure they steal a lot of the ideas. But I don't think they'll ever catch up to Tesla. I don't think any company is ever going to be, because of who runs the company, it's just going to always be ahead of the game. Elon Musk is a genius. Sinful says, yes, LBC boxes get crushed. My Korean lamp was broken, but Steve's furniture guy made it like new. He actually did it. I was actually very surprised at the workmanship that he did to fix that, and the way it looked after you showed me. I was like, wow, that's incredible. He had a Korean lamp that was made out of wood, and I guess it got broken up so good, but the glass wasn't broken by some miracle. And the lamp was all broken up, and the guy across the street, he did a really phenomenal job on that, fixing that thing. It looked like brand spanking new. You couldn't tell it was damaged. Mark Norris says, I've read where Amazon is not only on site for products, they are also into some projects with internet not related to product purchasing. I think that is why Amazon will grow. Still researching. Yeah, Amazon's, I'm sure they got ideas out there to do more things, but I'm not sure how much more Amazon can grow. Are we moving towards in that direction that we're just going to order stuff through the mail and have it delivered to our house? Probably. I think someday we'll come to the point where we don't have to go leave our house to go shopping at all. But it is nice to be able to go out shopping and stuff like that. It is kind of fun. Michael L says, Grab exists in Manila, including airport. Yusef Amar Habib, Steve, do you have decent pizza in your area, and do they deliver? We had pizza today from SNR, and it's okay. It's a little greasy, but if you buy that pizza and you put it in your toaster oven, you can crunch it up a little bit, and the pizza is really, really good. I'm not the biggest fan of SNR, but they are good. We did have their pizza today. There are other pizza places out there that are okay, like Greenwich and stuff like that, but it's okay. I think SNR is much better than Greenwich, but Greenwich is okay too. Let's see, Casey says, California-Oregon border. And Craig says, SS withdrawal is so much about personal need and circumstance. One size is not fit for all. Yes, I agree. Everybody's different. I'm not in any need of having any extra money right now, so it wouldn't hurt me either way. I could probably get more growth out of the money by leaving it there. Effie Hetherington says, try to go north like Ilocos Norte. It's peaceful there, and people are very caring to their neighbors and strangers like people. You don't have relatives around. God bless. William Berry, morning from MD. We got another person from Maryland. That's cool. We don't get too many people from there. I think we have only got like one other person I've ever heard of from there. Jim Frechette says, hey Steve, first time on live. I enjoy your channel a lot. Where are you located? Jim in Alabama. I actually have a friend of mine. His last name is Frechette too. He's on here sometimes. His name is Dwayne. Let's see. I'm located in Tracy Martirez, Jim. Steve Ford says, Steve, I just sent 5 Balak buy-in box here. Cost me €1,000 there in 2 months. That's pretty good. I don't know what the euro goes over to, but if it comes in 2 months, that's pretty fast. Willard Whitfield, so the VA won't do much for veterans. What about prescriptions, I think he means. They'll fill prescriptions for service connections, but they're very limited because it's a clinic. So as far as other stuff, it's limited. Jal PH says, message retracted. Let's see, Richard Rogue, Elon Musk actually developing Neuralink where you can communicate with each other through your brain. They will not make a new phone. They are creating a new product that is 1,000 times better than the phone. I think they just created that new phone. I think they already put that news out. I could be wrong on that, but somebody was telling me the other day that the phone is already coming out. And that's what I heard too. For Android 101, Colorado Tom invests primarily in biggest mining companies with 10 to 15% stable dividend yields. REO, BHP, SBSW, PBR, Vail, and he goes on to mention another one, etc. Worth looking at, guys. I'll have to check that out. Mining companies are pretty good, but some of them can be kind of risky, the smaller ones. But the big companies are pretty safe and stable. But if it's got a 12 to 15% stable dividend, I'll have to take a look at that. Yusuf Amar Habib says, Steve, you always walk the exact same route in your videos. Makes me think you go in a circle all day, making multiple videos, pretending it's a new day. I'm just kidding. Actually, sometimes I cut 3 videos in a day. Sometimes I cut 1 video in a day. Sometimes I do 2. It depends on what I have coming on in upcoming days. It's not that I'm pretending it's a new day. It just happens to be it's a new video, But no, I know you're just kidding. But sometimes I try to cut as many videos in a day as I can because I like to have some time off, and I really don't have time off because I answer a lot of questions on, a good amount of my day is on the phone and answering texts, answering messages, answering emails, phone calls, stuff like that. And sometimes it takes up 8 hours of my day each day, and then, we have friends dropping by and people dropping in and bringing people out and showing them things. Our day is pretty much gone. We don't have much time to do stuff on our own sometimes. It's kind of hard sometimes, but I mean, we enjoy doing what we do. Paul Osterhout says, Yusuf Amar Habib, but he's not a high so. I knew I was accepted by the local folks when they called me Kuya Pablo. There we go. Charlie says, do you think coming global wheat shortage will affect stock market? Yes. Yes. I think it will. I think it will affect everybody. It will affect pizza, for sure. Timothy Darling, you online? I'm always online. Crypto Burger, if there was a war between Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, who would win based on merit, not hype? Dogecoin. Hold on a second. Cedric, can you stop doing that, please? Michael L. says, exercise, good nutrition, blood test to get data points, CBC, metabolic panel, lipid panel, etc. Monitor blood pressure, oxygen saturation, lung flow, pharmacy, text, and doctor. Who will treat one as a peer? Let's see. Yusuf Amar Habib says, Paul Asad, haha. Timothy Darling, sorry, first time just checking online, was talking to my daughter in Atlanta, my grandson's birthday. Let's see. Michael L. says, the human body is just a machine, albeit biochemical instead of electromechanical. Yeah, it is kind of a machine. If you don't feed it right and give it the right things, it'll break down for sure. Brown and purple rice is better for controlling sugar spikes. Yes, it is. Tastes better than white rice to me. For some people, I like purple rice, and I like the black rice too. Sinful says, Casey Ruswalski, that is where I left from. I lived in Eagle Point, north of Medford. I see. Michael L. says, keep the machine in good working order and your health will follow. Leonard Lund says, any rice will spike your sugar and insulin. Yeah, that's true. Almost any food will. Lee Fox, there is no Tesla phone, phony clickbait. Smoky Mountain Model says, Mark Norris is quinoa available in the PI. Michael L. and practice loving kindness like Steve does, and good karma will follow you. I agree, man. I try to be peaceful with everybody. There's a lot of drama in the Philippines, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on with some people here, their girlfriends, and there's some drama that goes on because of other things that we've had going on here. And it's the worst part of my day when I got to deal with that, because I hate dealing with that stuff. And it does come up over here too, unfortunately. But, I try to deal with it in the kindest way I can, and sometimes it's hard. But that's one of the things I like about the group, is we have a bunch of very cool people and nice people here. But occasionally some drama does leak in, and we're trying to take care of that. And, overall, I would say 99% of the time our group is really, really good. But we do have issues on occasion, small issues. And that will happen anywhere. You're not going to get 100%. Never reach 100%. Dickie Spaz says, neither coin, Doge and Shiba, are all hype. Just my opinion anyways. Roy Jones, stay in a smaller space, no room for family. Michael Birdshouse says, how is it going tonight? It's going awesome, man. Good to see you on here, Michael. WS says, hey, you all from Georgia, USA. We got people here from Georgia. Crypto Burger says, Dickie Spaz, Shib is opening the doors to us. The rest of us, who are 99%, who always have to settle for the crumbs, the 1% throw at us. Thus, we are now socioeconomic movement unstoppable. For Android 101, Manila airport trick. Can anyone verify, before exiting the airport doors and getting mobbed, turn right, go upstairs, catch a ride from a leaving taxi who just dropped someone off? Is this is true? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm sure. I don't know if you can jump into a taxi up there. You probably could. Might work. I'd hate to go up there with 2 pieces of luggage though and find out that it doesn't work. Craig Jordan. I am, you know, I've gone to the airport to pick up people. I never even really pay attention much in there except for picking up the person that I'm picking up, and that's it. So I can't answer to that one. Craig Jordan, the Philippine Info Channel. What time of day is best for walking exercise? Early morning or early evening? Over here, I do it any time of the day. The place where I go is hot some days, but most of the time you have a cool breeze blowing through there. So you can go down there any time of the day, but morning would be best over there, in all honesty. Willie Shoemaker says, message retracted. Michael L., Amazon Web Services is the new hotness. Willie Shoemaker says, hi, Steve. I just watched your latest video about getting the expat community together. I think that's an awesome idea. We are really working on this really hard. And I've had we've been putting in a lot of work, and some of the guys are helping me out a little bit with some of the stuff of helping the other expats settle when they get here, because we've been so busy answering phones, and it does take a little bit of the load off me, which is good. But it's really going good here. We barely have time to even stop and think most days. Sinful says, Yellow Cab Pizza is really good, great taste. WS, Steve, just want to thank you for all the advice and tips. I'm arriving end of next month. First time in the Philippines for me. CryptoBurger says, no judgment. I am invested in many different coins. I'm just tired of all the back and forth with Bitcoin, Doge, Sheeb, etc. Talk enough already. Just invest wisely. Make dollars and stop all the negative chat. Michael L. Shakey's is the best. I don't like Shakey's, Michael. It's funny you mentioned that. I like Pizza Hut here. But the Shakey's here, man, I think it's a cheese, has way too much salt in it, at least near me. Or they shake salt on there or something, because it's salty, really salty. Craig Jordan says, the Philippine Info Channel, is Yellow Cab worth the hype as a pizza brand in the Philippines? I don't like Yellow Cab. I've tried their pizza. It's okay. I would put it on about the same level as Greenwich pizza. It's okay. I'm not going to say it's bad. I'm not going to say that Greenwich is bad. They're both good pizzas, but Pizza Hut over here and S&R are probably about the best, and I would say Pizza Hut is the best out of all of them. S&R is kind of greasy, so I'd put that as second. I'd put Greenwich and Yellow Cab as a tie for third. That's just my opinion. You know, Lulu55 says, Steve Ford, 5 bullet buying boxes for 1,000. That's way too much. It must be less than 100 per box, even to Mindanao. It's about 100, he's saying 100 euro. I mean, I don't know what the conversion is for euro right now, so I really can't even comment on that. I think the euros are worth more than $1, or pretty close to it. Dickie Spaz, fair enough. It's usually about $100 back in the States. Richard Rogue, hey Steve, I am one of your early subscribers. At below 500 subscribers. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Your channel now grow. Congratulations. And by the way, I believe your signature whiteboard with all things to, yeah, the whiteboard, man. That's, you know, a lot of people like say, hey, Steve, when I forget something, they say, Steve, man, you need to get a whiteboard. You know, they remind me of that. And I still have my whiteboard in here. I still use it. I have it up now, Richard. You said, where's the whiteboard now? I have it up right now on the wall in there. I still use that thing. And it's filled with different things that I do over here now to get the community going. That whiteboard has done me well, let me tell you, in a lot of ways. I had a whiteboard back home that I didn't take with me. I should have took that because I had a lot of memories with that whiteboard, you know. Surrey case, companies diverse in so many ways. I work for a telecom that focuses on health and agriculture as another part of the company. Cell phones is just their core for now. Johnny B. Good says, coming in late. Hope things are doing good. Still waiting on non-vax being able to come your way. Talked with daughter in North Territory and waiting for me to come this way. Todd E. says, hello, Steve from Blairsville, Pennsylvania. Thanks for everything you do. Thanks, man. Casey says, Steve, do you have any other YouTube channels you would recommend with good content about the Philippines? I don't want any of the dating BS. Good quality, informational, wholesome content. San Juan La Union vlog is pretty good. I really don't watch many others. I'm going to be honest with you. San Juan, if you want to get away from the dating stuff, because people talk about that too much, I think, over here. And some of the advice is not that good, to be honest with you. and some of it I think is downright dangerous. You know, I don't think there's any person that's really a professional on dating over here. So I stay away from that subject. It's just not, some of the stuff that they talk about sometimes is not that healthy anyway. You know, I mean, and I don't think it does, it's right to talk and kind of say a woman is this way or that way, because every woman's different. And some of these guys, I hear them talking like they're all the same, and they're not. You know, that's why I stay off that stuff. But San Juan La Union vlog's pretty good. There's a lot of other ones out there. I try not to get into recommending other channels because I really don't watch that many other channels, you know. But there's some good channels out there if you look around. You got to search for them, though. Craig Jordan says, Shakey's was founded in Sacramento, hometown. I don't think there are any more in the U.S. I don't think there are any more U.S. Shakey's locations. I don't think so either. They used to have them around Boston. They all closed down. I remember seeing them when I was a kid, and then they just, I don't know what happened to them. Roy Jones says, it's weird people bash each other's crypto, but they don't do that as much on stocks. They do. I think they do. Dicky Spaz says, Shaky still in Los Angeles, was last year anyways. James Edwards, my fiance is a younger Panay that speaks 5 dialects. She is a firecracker and will jump right in over inflated prices for me as a foreigner. She gets great deals, whatever she tells her. There you go. Christopher Leroy, check it out. Ticker ICID, Motor Trend, car of the year, 1,000 horsepower, over 500 miles per charge, more miles than Tesla. I'm sure there's cars out there, but I don't know. I just something about Tesla, man, that really has caught my attention with the stuff that they're doing. Jack says in Marinduque, Torrijos, 120 month 3-bedroom house, needs some fix-up, aircon in one room, steps from pier and the beach. There you go. Sammy C says, hey Steve, not sure if you mentioned it, but what's your take on Will Smith's slap? You know what? I think the guy had the right to do what he did because his wife was a little bit mortified that they were talking about her. And if I really didn't read too much up on this, I heard that he was joking about her, like some health issue that she has or something like that. And you know, who wouldn't get a little bit ticked off? Would I have went up and slapped him? I would have just said, hey man, you know, let's knock it off. You know, he didn't have to act the way he acted. I think this will all blow over for him anyway, just like it did for Mel Gibson and all the other guys, you know, that have had problems. And, you know, who wouldn't step up for his wife? You know what I mean? That guy's got money anyway. He just, if he lost his job tomorrow, it wouldn't bother him because he's a multimillionaire 100 times over probably. Smoky Mountain Model says, Craig Jordan, I last saw a Shakey's Pizza about 40 years ago in Ohio. That's about the last time I saw one in Massachusetts. For Android 101, hey, I had a Willys Jeep in high school, 1959 model, funny. Actually, I've seen a lot of those around here lately. Clark Henderson, I have blockchain phone, but never use it. It really never took off. Dan Guy says, Sinfuls, I ordered a yellow cab and enjoyed it. First pizza I ordered here through Food Panda. I mean, yellow cab's okay, don't get me wrong. I don't want to, you know, say that there's anything wrong with it, but yellow cab's okay. It's just not one of my favorites, you know. I like them, but you know, some people like Greenwich, think Greenwich is good too, but Greenwich is okay. I eat their pizza too. And Glenda Vargas is in the house. Glenda was over our house today visiting. By the way, guys, she's single too. So if you're looking for a decent girl, she's 53 years old, and she lives in Tagaytay. So if any of you guys are interested, let me know. William Berry, thanks guys about shipping, sending clothes, shoes to girlfriend next month. Casey says, I'm blowing up the chat with questions. LOL. Have you ran an internet speed test? What are the up and down speeds? I was wondering about working remotely. I think our highest was about 300 Mbps. On one, we have two nets here now, and one was like 70, I think is the highest. So it's right around there. And that, by the way, the 70 will go up to 300 really soon because we're gonna go online and fix that. They says all you should do is go online and do something, and it'll pop up, and it's a free upgrade, I guess. So pretty soon it'll be 300 Mbps. Dickie Spaz says Roy Jones people tend to be tribal on with how they invest. Yes, they do. Michael L. Buy wheat futures. Ukraine and Russia were responsible for a third of planetary wheat supply. Yes, they are. And that's going to probably raise prices really, really big pretty soon. If people think that their food prices are high now, wait till we see meat and wheat both go up, you know. Craig Jordan, Dickie Spaz, Shakey's first location was in SA Sacramento. It says SCUS, whatever that is. I missed that place. Pizza and watching old comedy short films. Christopher Leroy says, want to lose weight? Stay away from carbs and sugar. Exactly. We have 108 people, 70 thumbs up. Thanks, guys. Sinful says, for crypto, get into metaverse. I got into something called Jasmy a few weeks ago. And man, I doubled my money, and I didn't pay attention to it. I could have got out and actually doubled my money. But then it went down 50%. I was still up 50%, and I pulled out right then and there. So we made like 50% on our money really quick. My girlfriend's daughter actually did. I gave her some money to play crypto, and we've been doing it back and forth. Sometimes I just do it myself for her, but sometimes, I ask her what she wants to do, and I let her pick something random, and we usually make a few bucks. So Steve Ford says, Steve, a shipping container from France to Philippines, 800,000 pesos. It's a lot of money, 800,000 pesos. But you could ship a lot of stuff in there, but still. And then you have to pay probably customs fees too, so that would be expensive. Dickie Spaz, Craig Jordan, I grew up in God's country, Iowa. We also had Shakey's and missed that place for the same reasons. Way More says, Steve, I suspect that you are a minimalist. Is there anything that you have given or thrown away that you regret? When I left the States, I lost a lot of furniture that was in my family for a long time. I wanted to keep it, and that was some of the stuff that I wish I could have took over here, but I had to get rid of it. And I'm a minimalist. My girlfriend's not. So we have, she has a lot of stuff. I don't have a lot of stuff. I do have RC control vehicles and stuff like that, but I live pretty small here. We still live in a small place. William Berry says, can't leave without Let's Go socks. Craig Jordan, Smoky Mountain Mall, it feels that long for me about Shakey's Pizza. Do you or anyone else remember Straw Hat Pizza? I never heard of that. Johnny Be Good, drama is bad for psyche and health. Yes, it is. I agree. I try to stay out of that drama crap as much as I can, and it's not something that's healthy for you or anything like that, and people just keep on bringing it up, and after a while, you just have to kind of say, hey, I'm not going to put up with this anymore. And I'm about at that level, trust me, with some people. Casey Russ with Tulski, Sinfuls, I have 400 acres in Sead Valley. Leonard Lund, Christopher Leroy, I agree. I don't know, that's all kind of, I don't know what he's trying to say. Andy Shelley, yeah, I don't. No drama. That's what I avoid most in life. Dickie Spaz says, Darrow and Binance have done me really well. The returns on those two have absolutely crushed any returns I have in the stock market. I agree. There's some great crypto out there that makes you money quick, and there's other ones that you can lose money quick. So if you really pay attention to some of the up and coming things, and you look at some of the trends on some of the charts and stuff like that, you can make a lot of money if you know about charts. I studied charts a long, long time ago, so I do pretty good on the crypto. I studied charts actually on the stock market. I used to subscribe to this charting thing, and then so I get to learn about charts, and actually it's helped me more in crypto than it ever did in the stock market, because the stock market was just too jumpy. Zane Underwood says, hi, Steve. I was wondering if you have any more current information on the situation for the he says unboxed, but I think he says unvaxxed. You still have to stay in a hotel for so long. I'm not sure how long it is now. They keep changing. I don't even bother with that. I know a lot people want me to keep up on that. We do talk about it sometimes, but they change that stuff so often now. I don't even bother with it. So I rather focus on budgets, getting here, and when you get here, what you need to do and stuff like that. And the other stuff I leave to you guys because it's not that hard. I mean, most of that stuff you can look up, but you call your airport, they tell you what to do, and every day it's different. So if I put out a video today, tomorrow it's different. So that's why I don't like to put out too much on that, because it just kind of wrecks the videos, because I like to have videos that people can watch a year from now and it's still going to help them about what they need to do to come over here and stuff. And see, Crypto Burger says, I remember when a guy paid 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas in 2012. Don't undervalue cryptos. I think I remember hearing about that. I don't know if it was 10,000 Bitcoin, but I vaguely remember hearing something like that. Mark Norris says, I've heard U.S. politicians are still lobbying the Social Security Administration to allow Medicare to be accepted in the PH. More retirees live in the PH than England and France combined. I agree. That would be a good thing if it happens. But will it happen? It may in time, but not. I don't think it's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 years. Sinful says, for Android 101, I have never had any issues with getting mobbed per se as I exited. Just go to the designated taxi line or have a car prearranged. Zane Underwood says, unvaccinated. Richard in Quezon City, PH. I just arrived back in the Philippines March 29th. They have a taxi stand. It took about an hour. Paul Osterhout, Sinfuls, thanks for the yellow cab pizza tip. We'll try it when we get back home. Maximus, jumping onto a taxi at the departure area drop-off used to be the move to make, but the last time I tried it, there was a security guard up there telling people to go back downstairs to arrivals, no go. So that's kind of what I thought. They're pretty tight on security and stuff there. Richard in Quezon City, PH. I wasn't even asked for my COVID insurance, and once again, yeah, the COVID insurance is going anyway. I think that's almost gone. I think they just talked about that today or yesterday. And once again, never asked to see my throwaway ticket. The throwaway ticket gets checked when you board the plane. That's why they didn't ask to see it. Smoky Mountain Modeler, if you are leaving the airport for a hotel, check to see if they have a free shuttle service when you make reservations. Scott Hicks says, is that a park that you do your walking and talking? Yes, it's called Forest Park. It's in Tracy Martires. It's excellent place. Beautiful park. Willie Shoemaker says, say hi from Seattle, Washington. Michael L. Salt is good in the tropical heat, unless you have high blood pressure. In old age, I don't think anybody should have much salt in their diet, unless you have low blood pressure. Andy Dubba says, have you tried Domino's Pizza? Yes, I have. It's actually pretty good here. One thing I don't like about it is I think that they use Chinese flour over here. It has changed the flavor of the pizza from the old pizza that I knew back in the 1980s. Even in the States, they use cheaper flour now. And I'm sure it'll go cheaper now that flour is getting more expensive. William Berry says, Richard in Quezon City, my girlfriend in Quezon City going to initially move there in fall 22. Michael says, Domino's Pizza is gross. It has changed a bit. It's okay over here, though. For Android 101, Charlie, hey, bro, I'm in Longmont, well, Littleton now, but lived here until a month ago. I'm trying to get out this year. Never want to experience snow again. It's been brutal this year. Dan Guy, just received my boxes yesterday from Phoenix. Surprisingly, took 7 weeks. 2 arrived in 6 weeks, and then 3 arrived a week later. 4X cargo, 110 each, 99% unbroken. 1 vase was all that broke. Okay, that's not too bad. Brian Adamson says, hi from the UK. Johnny B. Good says, would like to get there and help with expats and make new life from North Carolina. We got people here from North Carolina already, from Charlotte. Let's see, and ready for PI. Was in Luzon 50 years ago and 1.5 years ago. If John, you want to come here, you want to join us, man, you let me know. I'm sure you've already got my email and you can talk to me. I haven't, by the way, guys, I haven't answered my emails in a couple of days. I'm going to answer them tomorrow. So just FYI, I will be on top of that tomorrow. Paul says, well, happy campers need to tap out and head back to work. Happy trails. We'll see you later, Paul. Have a good night. Richard in Quezon City, PH. The only real difference from my previous arrivals into PH, make sure that you have one health pass done and ready to scan. You do that before you clear immigration. Craig Jordan says NCR cuisine is a lot of sugar and salt in the diet. Wayne Carr says, hello from Maine. There we go, Wayne Carr's in Maine. My sister lives in Maine. Maine's one of my favorite states. It's close to Massachusetts. If I was ever to move back to the States, Maine would be my number 1 choice, by the way, for many reasons. Smoky Mountain Model says, I sent myself 8 ballot buy-in boxes to Davao for $90 US. Average 3 months transit time. That's not too bad. K9 Companion says, no notifications, so I'm late. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the notifications, because I even get notifications. Sinful says, at Casey Waskolski, nice. Michael says €1 is 1.1 US. Yeah, I figured it was pretty close. When they said €1,000, I thought that was like, man, that must be like around $1,000. I was right. Richard in Quezon City, PH. William Berry, I guess I should change my name. I bought a basic condo near SM Bacoor. Diamonds and Legends says, Savvy Expat is good for information. Michael L says, Philippine P, San Juan La Union, Grandpa Vlogger, Jennifer Terry. I like all of them. All of them are good. Jennifer Terry's made a few mistakes in the past, and one of the things that I'm not saying I don't like Jennifer Terry, her vlog. She's great for OFWs, but she doesn't really cater to the expats because she switches back and forth some of the times that I've watched her, in between English and Tagalog, and it does confuse people. But I agree with you on the Filipina P, except she does push some of the SRV people, which I disagree with, because you can get a lot cheaper than what those people charge, and I think there's some things going on. But she's a good vlogger. She vlogs about good things. San Juan La Union is good. He's excellent. Grandpa Vlogger. Jennifer Terry, yeah, she's okay. I'm not going to knock her. I like her. I think she's a good vlogger, but I think she's more OFW. But yes, she does help. A lot of the expats too do watch her, but I wish she would stick to English and she'd be a lot better. I think she'd get a lot more people too. Because most of the OFWs, they speak English too, so but she loses people by switching back and forth. Sinful says, Dan, guys, yes, I liked it. Maybe each location does a little different, but here in Tagaytay, it's really good. Craig Jordan, the Philippine Info Channel, you don't recommend subscribing, purchasing Philippine dating or bachelor courses? No, you know that. If you've been with my channel long enough, I talked about that before. I think that's a total waste of money. Like I've said, you can learn all that in 15 minutes. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to come over here and learn dating. You don't even have to learn. They look for you. We had shakies in Augusta, Georgia in the 60s. They left in the 70s. I freaked out when you said you had one there. Let's see. Sinful says, Diamonds and Legends agree. He is going to have a big channel, I believe. Let's see, for Android 101, stevia is 300 times sweeter than sugar, 100% natural, and does not raise your insulin levels. Takes a bit of getting used to, but you never go back to sugar because sugar will never be sweet again. Michael L., bachelor channels turn me off. I agree with that. That's why I stay off that stuff. Their attitude on Filipina border on exploitive. Michael, I feel exactly the same way, because after I watched a couple of those people talking and stuff like that, the way they talk about women is just atrocious. I'm a very conservative guy, and I just don't like the way that they portray people. And man, sometimes it's just downright sickening what they talk about sometimes. Mark Norris, Smokey, yes, the PH has quinoa, even organic type. Not sure if it's everywhere. Healthier than rice, I imagine. Nova says, why does barangay not protect the woman from the bad Westerners, stalkers, etc.? Nova, that works both ways sometimes. There are some women over here that can be bad too. I've seen them. Everybody's seen them over here. And some of these girls, if you try to break off with them, man, it's like blackmail. They go chasing after you, and they say all kinds of things. It can be really bad sometimes. But yeah, some guys are really bad to the women too. Oliver D says, the recession and the rising prices of energy has me on the fence about making a move there. How many years will the sweet spot budget remain sweet? if you're on the upper part of the sweet spot budget and you're getting yearly cola raises, I think you'll be fine, Oliver. You know, will it always be fine? Nobody can, really say because the United States is definitely in a downward spiral right now. Unfortunately, those cola raises have been pretty good though. So I mean, we made out last year, with cola for some people. If you had a like with my municipal pension, I got a really good COLA raise, so I was really happy about that. So I mean, it all depends on that. Todd East, Stephen, can a person safely ship a vehicle over there for a decent price? Not for a decent price. It's very expensive. Don't ship a vehicle over here. Buy one over here. Dan's retirement journey. Your thing is all broken up. It's like cut in half here, so I can't read that. I could be mistaken, but I think they're Shakey's in Redding, California, and then it says from Sacramento. That's all I can see. I can't see anything else. I'm not sure why your thing is split like that, but it is. Smoky Mountain Model, Mark Norris. I use it as rice substitute when I eat carbs higher in protein. Christopher Leroy says only Hollywood could slap a man in his face and then turn your back. Won't happen in my city. For Android 101, Manila Airport trick came from fellow traveler years ago. Once you walk through those glass doors, 200 taxi drivers start grabbing your bags. It's not that way anymore, and you are SOL without an awaiting driver. Nova, I bought a Starlink sat internet to bring to the Philippines with me. There we go. Michael L., I remember Shakey's used to be in the middle America. By then, I was a child. Then they disappeared when I was about 10. Finding them in the Philippines was a good thing for me. Brought back good memories. I like their walls, man. They got some interesting stuff on the walls, like baseball cards and stuff like that. And they had the same stuff on the walls when I went there as a kid, I think. The same exact stuff, which is kind of funny. Let's see. Craig Jordan, the high population of Philippine dating channels tells me what is in highest demand about those interested in visiting or living in the Philippines. Yes. Dickie Spaz says, Michael L., same for me. Nova says, if you want to make real money, buy Russian rubles now. It will go back up now that Russia is demanding all oil be paid for in rubles. Who the heck wants to buy, anything in rubles? Who wants to have rubles for that matter? Let me see. Sinful says, what I like is a slow, steady growth. One coin is at 248% and still growing. Francisco Fleta says, I think there's still Shakey's in Honolulu, but with Jollibee and Red Ribbon, probably. Manila's Finest says, I always remind my wife there was a Shakey's Pizza on West Portal Ave in San Francisco in 1973, was when I was in junior high. There was a few in Boston too, but there wasn't many. The Boston area, they were like south of Boston, if I remember correctly. Mark Norris says, Will Smith resigned from the Academy of Oscars. Don't blame him. His wife has alopecia and had to shave her head. Life will hopefully go on for us regular folks. Yeah, that's what I heard, that had something to do with that. It was awful that they said that. I know she had something. I didn't know if the alopecia, if that was like balding or if that was the skin thing or whatever, like Michael Jackson had. I don't know. I was getting the two mixed up, I think. But yeah, I know he looked at her and she looked like she was mortified. And she didn't look too happy. That's why, at first he was laughing about it, but then I think he finally hit him and said, this is not cool. And I didn't think it was cool either, to be honest with you. Sinful's Casey Roswiskowski says, have you had Kaleidoscope Pizza? I've never had that, no. Hands down the best pizza. I used to go to Athens Pizza in Lawrence, Massachusetts, and that was the best pizza. Francisco Fleta says, my active duty ACUs couldn't fit in my suitcase. I must have offloaded 10 to 15 sets of them to Army surplus store. Now I wish I had them. They would make good cargo shorts. Casey says, Steve, do you dividend invest? If you do, any recommendations? I do not right now. I'm just trying to grow it to that point. I mean, I have other income anyway, so I don't really worry that much about it. But eventually, I plan on doing some of that. So I'll have probably upward. I don't know what I'll have. I'll have a lot though later on. When I hit like about 67, I think it'll give me like another 2,000 of income if everything goes the way I'm planning. Which I've been pretty lucky so far. We'll see how that goes. John Bitts says another YouTuber suggests just taking the plunge and working remote in the PH despite being young. Is this something I should consider? No. Nope. John, I don't recommend it to anybody. I know some people want to do it, but I do not recommend it. No, it's not as easy as some might think. I mean, I was lucky. What happened to me? My YouTube kind of fell into my lap because Facebook kicked me off for helping people. They said that I was spamming people with videos and stuff like that, and they were people that asked for those videos. So they kicked me off for a year. So I went on YouTube, and luckily it monetized itself because I was doing it for free before. So you actually did me a favor. Lloyd White says, I'm willing to send you money in advance to lock into an apartment, including your girlfriend's finder's fee. I'm not too demanding in the place or my surroundings. This is December 2022. Lloyd, if you get in touch with me, I'll hook you up with my girlfriend, and she can get you someplace. I wouldn't do it this early. we are finding places pretty good. Get in touch with me at steven5975@yahoo.com and ask me for my girlfriend's Facebook, and I'll hook you up with all that stuff. Okay, and you can talk to her on Messenger. For Android 101, Jennifer Terry has good Philippines information channels, just official stuff, not dating crap. Yeah, you're right. No, I'm not saying she's bad. I'm saying she's good, but I think she switches back and forth too much with her language. You know, she goes between Tagalog and English sometimes. Yvette's Full says, are there any 30 to 40-year-olds in the expat community? No, there's nobody that young. Do I think we're going to have some? Yeah, I think we might have some soon. We've had a few people say that they're coming here, but I haven't seen them come yet and haven't heard much from them. But yeah, we have people coming. We'll see how that works out, though. I'll be interested to see if it actually happens. York, Pennsylvania, 1 week closer to February 2023 in retirement. Can't wait to visit the Philippines and see how all it has to offer. It'll happen, man. It's a long wait, but you know, a year takes a while to go by, especially when you're really, can't wait for that to happen. Maximus says no more health insurance requirements for non-citizen. I just popped up. I just lost that. Hold on. No more insurance requirements for non-citizen Balikbayans, SRRV, and 13A visas and their family members that travel with them. That's good. I heard that the other day. That's actually excellent news. Clark Henderson, I was fortunate to buy 5K of Hex Crypto for 0.0033, and now it is at 15, but had been 48 cents in September 2020. Sold it between 40 and 46. Owned 1,515,000,000 coins, hex coins, sold in smaller increments. That's pretty good. Sinful's K9 Companion, welcome fellow dog folk. Craig Jordan says, the Philippine Info Channel, do you miss eating a lobster roll? Yes. I was actually thinking about that the other day, Craig. It's funny that you mentioned that because I was thinking about buying a lobster and just making it into a lobster roll. So it's funny that you did mention that. I do love lobster. I used to go up to the beach every weekend to eat a lobster roll or chowder. I do get chowder over here, though. Over at TGI Fridays has awesome clam chowder. Jim Walker, I get notifications for your videos, but not your live chats. I'll get a notification after the live stream is over. That's weird. I'm going to have to start putting that up there differently and see if I can get that out there for you guys. Mark Norris says, has inflation hit the Philippines yet? Yes. Similar to the craziness in the U.S., we've gotten hit by it, yes. Michael says, the code switching between English and Tagalog does not bother me. Sinful says, yes, Jennifer Terry lost me, tired of language switching. That's the way I feel. I mean, I know people like watching her. I mean, to each his own. She just loses me with that. I like Grandpa Vlogger. I think the guy's fantastic with what he does. I think he's a good vlogger. He's a Filipino, and he doesn't lose you. He talks straight talk, and I like that, you know. Michael says, I am learning Tagalog, so I know what the locals say. Any place I go, I will at least make an attempt to learn the local languages. Linguistics is fascinating to me. Roy Jones says, I love women, but they don't love me. There we go. Strowood Destiny, I'm planning to move to Philippines and YouTube my experience 2023, military retired. There we go. You know, vlogging can be a fun thing, and it can be pretty lucrative for some people too, and it's also good for trying to do things if you're trying to help people out, or like we do here, and the community that we're doing. I mean, YouTube is a great asset for a lot of different things. Gherkin 9 says, Jennifer Terry will use Tagalog only if that specific info is for that audience. If the info is for foreigners, she uses only English. I'm not sure because I don't understand what she's saying, so I mean, it loses people. Sinful says, Todd E., I inquired, it is very expensive and limited on what you can ship. For Android 101, small mining stocks are risky, but some, like Newfound Gold, sometimes go from 18 cents to $9 in 6 months on a quality discovery. So buy 10 of the best junior miners. One of them will go 200 times. That's pretty good if you can get that, but you can do that also in crypto too. The crypto's can be very risky. Lulu55 for Android 101, airport trick was working before pandemic, but I don't know the status nowadays. So many things have changed. The whole airport thing has changed down there. I notice they're very picky about where you stand and everything. If you're waiting for somebody, you can't go in. You can't do anything there anymore. Mark Norris, Michael L., the Bachelor channels are exploiting women. I can't believe things I heard. Disgusting. Yeah, it is pretty scary sometimes. Roy Jones, cola raises really good for Philippines. Yes, they are. Michael L., tariffs on importing vehicle to Philippines is extremely high. RJ Angel says, good morning, I made it. There we go. Unfortunately, we're about to check out here pretty soon. We've been on 90 minutes. Let's see. Michael Legas says, I emailed you, thanks. Michael, I'll check that out tomorrow or tomorrow night. I've been pretty bad on my emails lately, answering people, but I will get to them. Casey says, I'm sorry I missed it. What are your internet speeds? One of them is like 300, and the other one's about 50 or 70, somewhere in there. But they're fast. They're fast. Fast enough. Michael L. says, one does not have to be conservative to be disgusted by the Bachelor channels. This Roosevelt and Kennedy liberal is disgusted by their exploitation of Filipino as well. I agree. But I'm gonna say goodnight. I'm getting a little bit tired. Next week we probably won't be on because we're gonna have a meeting next week with all the guys here, and I want to thank all you guys for joining me tonight. And we had a really good live stream tonight. But next week I will not be on, guys. So I'll be on the week after though. Okay, but maybe I'll try to do a random thing. Maybe I'll do something Sunday night or whatever, And I want to thank Sinfuls for Richard for being the moderator tonight, and it's good that we had no trolling, which is excellent. But I want to thank everybody for joining. But next week we won't be on, but I'm going to try to be on maybe Sunday or Monday, okay? But I'm not going to promise because I'm not sure. But I will try to be on next Sunday or Monday, okay? God bless, guys. Take care.